Okie dokie. We are live. Okie dokie. It's that time. Quiet on the set.
Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. And no other frickin' better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are. Lunch with no other than the dynamic duo themselves, Laz and Jack. Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch, where we interpret the Shroud of the Avatar news so you don't have to do anything other than question your own personal life choices and ours, because they deserve to be questioned. Oh man, it is Taco Tuesday.
That's
you
right.
know what that means. Him New might be getting tacos with his raid. And giveaways are open on both streams. If you are a Shroud player, go to twitch.tv/Cinesist and twitch.tv/NBNN News and type in ! Bundle me. Or as normal people call it, bang bundle me. Then, if you are looking for Steam keys over on Laz's side, twitch.tv/NBNN News, you need to type in bang, I love free shit. Then come over to my side, twitch.tv/Cynicist, and bang the booty. And what you laughing at? Belladonna Rose is fishing up Himnu's laundry.
Fishing his laundry?
Yeah. Yeah. Fishing up his laundry, apparently. That's pretty funny. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I gotta tell Croc, you gotta do pound the boutte on Jack's side.
Bang, not pound.
Oh, bang.
Bang the boutte. I
Bang
could
the
change it
boutte.
to pound the boutte.
Yeah, bang. Sorry, yeah. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
They know what I meant.
Yeah. And the pound is the octothorpe, but yes.
I mean, it's
Can we have tacos instead of bundles? Or maybe a bundle of tacos.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be lovely. That would be absolutely.
That would be marvelous, Dolly. Marvelous.
Yes.
But yes, welcome to today's show, boys and girls. It is 2 for Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. The Christmas season is in full swing here on NBNN and WRFB Radio Free Britannia. I've been meaning to let everybody know that over the weekend we have switched the programming, adding Christmas music mixed in with some regular music, right up until Christmas Day, Christmas time when we take our break.
Are you going to make sure that everybody fails Whamageddon?
Whamageddon? No.
Yes. Oh, so everybody listening to WRFB is safe for Whamageddon.
Oh, I didn't say it was safe. I'm not making sure they're going to fail. First off, they have to tune in. Yeah, which we know not many people do, but those people who do, that's why we're promoting what's going on here. Going, hey,
the only in-game radio station left.
That's right. But for those of you who want a little bit more cheerful music instead of just 80s hits, now you're going to get Christmas music mixed in with the hits for the duration of the rest of the month, right up until Christmas time. And then when we go on break, I switch it over to 24/7 full Christmas music through the new year, so that it's nothing but Christmas music while we're on our vacations. And then when we come back, it goes back to its regularly scheduled programming. So for those of you who enjoy that type of music, we have it now running. So another thing, I was talking to Hemnu yesterday. We were talking about radio stations and stuff. And of course, we're always looking for new DJs, especially for folks who are looking for people to host their parties, like the Christmas parties and the New Year's parties and other events that happen throughout the year. Because truth be told, Justin is the only person who's really available to do that these days, and she's pretty tied up during the holidays, making it tough to get to all those parties. So if you or anybody you know would be interested in trying their hand as a DJ on WRFB Radio Free Britannia, feel free to reach out to me, because it don't take much. You just need to have your own music collection and just be interested in entertaining your fellow avatars on the airwaves here inside Shroud of the Avatar. Well, on the airwaves all over the world on the internet, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Stuff.
because we are worldwide.
We are here.
That's right. But yes, the last and only in-game radio station in Shroud of the Avatar. So
I know. I
yeah, you can't beat them, outlast them. You know it, Jack. You know it.
well, which means we beat them. We beat them all.
We've beaten them
So
all. We've beaten all the odds from becoming
Glass has
streamers with an
beaten them all off.
audience. Yeah, and becoming the radio station to the avatars on Outlander Radio. So, because longevity and consistency is where it's at, and
Oh yeah.
consistency. No BS, no craziness. Uh,
I'm just lucky that I don't have to go to the office, or otherwise the show may be dead,
yeah,
or I
thankfully
would
you
be
work from home.
replaced. Yes,
Well,
yes.
first off, that would be hard to do, wouldn't it? Isn't
Well,
like
I mean,
the
if
office
only.
in Ukraine?
No, it's in Dallas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I don't work for a Ukrainian company. I work for a US-based company.
Or all
Because we
the
use a bunch of developers in the Ukraine.
okay. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say all the contractors that you work for. Yeah, work with.
Yeah.
The Linnea says there was the rock station. I need to check if I still have it. Like what kind of rock station? And we do
The only one
80s.
listed in game is
Yeah.
WRFB.
For those who don't know, uh, WRFB is an 80s rock pop station. Basically, the playlist is 1980 to 1989's top 100 from each year, all thrown in and mixed up. So just about every song you will hear was a hit throughout the 1980s. I figured that would keep a lot of people entertained, but yeah, apparently I'm like the only one who enjoys that stuff, even though most everybody is around my age group in this game. But anyway,
I mean, if I take over the radio, then it becomes random, whatever the fuck
yeah,
I feel
well,
like.
that's the other good point
If I
is
ever,
if you want to be a DJ, you don't have to stick to that. You can play jazz, you can play hip hop, you can play
and
the
you can
blues, you can
violate
play.
all the rules of radio by playing like 7 songs from the same band in a row.
That's right. Although I don't recommend that, but yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on to some Shroud news. Got some interesting stuff to talk about today. And I'm going to start with one where I don't quite think I understand this person, or this person doesn't understand what their own complaint is. Main character.
My main character is missing from my account. I'm playing from 2017, no house, no treasures, just crafter. Diana's the nickname because I like crafting here and like to experiment. Never giving my mail to anyone, nor passwords, nor account login. Very high skill in several professions. Last time I played in 2022. After that, in 2024, I tried to play again and found my account empty. I decided to write now. I hope it's just a mistake. Or my account was punished because Russian mail? Then it's funny. Because I'm Ukrainian, who just used to live sometime in Russia in the past. Hope I receive an answer. And the answer is email support at
Yes.
shroudoftheavatar.com.
Now, when they say they found their account empty, it doesn't say that, but was it just missing all its stuff and the character was there, or the character was gone and everything was gone?
I'm thinking that everything got sent to the bank.
Yeah. But
That's what I'm willing to bet.
But they had no house, they had no treasure, just a crafter. So again, here is the big question. If you have no house, how are you crafting all this stuff and gaining skills if you had no place to store your stuff? No place to craft your stuff.
That's where I'm willing to bet that it's in the bank, because house and everything else got sent to the bank.
Interesting. But again, no house. Are they saying they lost their house? They lost all their treasure? They really don't specify quite well here. And of course, Allie went ahead and locked this so nobody can chime in and give a helping hand, because 99.9% of the times a comment like, "Hey, did you check the magic mover? Did you check the bank?" And then somebody comes back and goes, "Oh, there's all my stuff." But no, let's call support without saying, and Allie should have said all those things first. Should have said, "Did you check your mail? Did you check support your bank? Did you check the magic mover?" No, straight to support. Pass the buck to somebody else. Yeah.
Hey, quality.
Yeah. But I hope you find your stuff. And again, no house, no treasure. You don't tell us, that if you had the house or whether you just had no house. I don't really quite understand. And of course, English not being the first language leaves a lot to be desired in stuff like this. So, but it is what it is. But yes, most likely magic mover. Most likely rent was due, especially with all that time that passed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. From 2017, and then again in 2022. So you should have lost everything right there between 17 and 2022. Everything should have fell. And then last year, so it's been another year. Yeah. And again,
all be in the bank.
You found the account empty, but you don't say whether you were actually able to log in. You say your main character is missing, but you don't really. Is the character there and your stuff is missing? Is your character and your stuff missing? It really doesn't specify that well. So, we could have probably helped you with that, but again,
lots of people could have helped with that. But it's locked.
Yeah. Let's see. What did she say the name was? Diana? Let me friend list Diana. See if I have Diana. Two N's or one?
I have added Diana to my friends list. I do not have Diana.
You added Diana to your friends list, so I didn't have her either. Yeah. So apparently the account and the name exists because we were able to add them as friends. So I guess that answers one portion of our question, which is, that person actually. Yeah, no. Not Princess Diana.
Not Princess Issa. Issa.
But
That's
anyway,
supposed to be Princess Diana.
Yes, Prince Pizza.
When you're drunk and you're fleeing the paparazzi, beware of solid walls.
You mean barriers? Yeah. Anyway,
Wasn't it the wall of the tunnel that she was entering,
I
that the driver was entering, that they hit?
my understanding it was the barrier that divides the tunnel. You know,
Yes, solid objects.
those big,
The-
yeah, those big barriers that like split lanes when they want to do work. My understanding it was like that. But anyway,
beware solid objects,
don't let somebody else do your driving like that. Yeah.
especially when they've
Anyway,
had a few.
moving right along. Do you want to
Moving.
do pets or dual wield?
Well, let's go with the dual, because Shroud math is dual wield worth it.
Not really.
It doesn't seem that auto attack does anything with the offhand weapon, and I'm having a hard time seeing the value in it compared to, say, using a shield or wand in the offhand.
Bergen, good observation, because it doesn't do anything for auto attack. Auto attack is just a single hand only.
Yes, and you have to hit the offhand attack button.
And why would you want a wand in the offhand? If you have the option, I would take the
Well,
shield every
a wand is technically another weapon, so
it would be a
yeah.
dual wield weapon. That's my point. So why would you want the wand?
Yeah.
Because the wand is considered a bashing weapon, isn't it? Bludgeon?
No, yes, it is. It's a
The
one-handed bludgeon that does like
Yeah.
one damage.
Yeah.
And B Striker says that he has a post about a castle water lot deed
Who does?
not staying within the area. B
Yeah,
does in my chat.
I saw that. I saw that post. I didn't think we would be able to
Cover it today.
no, I didn't think we'd be able to actually do anything with it because I guess we can go check that out. Let me pull that up and then
Well,
I'll add that to the queue because I did see that and I find it highly curious on that topic. But here it is, and I'll just throw it in here for you, and we'll get to it. I didn't think we could do anything to what's the word I'm looking for to actually duplicate it because of where the lot is, but we might be able to. And with B's help, we
maybe.
might be able to do it with her help as well. So,
Okay. Yeah.
you know, with her in the audience and her having the lot, you know, we can get there a lot easier and we can look at it. I think it might be a case of like that other lot that we did about 6 months ago because the map was sort of flipped, and I think this might be the same type of use case, but
Yeah.
nobody listened to us. We gave them the solution. They still didn't listen to us. But anyway, let's move
Well,
right along.
why would anybody listen to us?
Yeah,
Um,
we've only been around for 10 plus. So at the end of this season, it's going to be 11 years. Can you imagine? Imagine that.
a long time.
Yeah.
2015 since I've been streaming as a Cynicist, and then but before that I was streaming as Jack Frost. That's my other in-game. One of my other in-game characters. Psycho says that Berrigan, I would like to have a conversation with you on the dual wield question. Dual wield is fantastic, and the text doesn't explain much. Psycho in-game and Psycho on Discord. This is an actual offer. I'm not trolling. 616 or Ridge Runners Discord channels. Berrigan with, is there any way you could list some of the benefits? I was considering added bladed combat to my main and dual wielding daggers. I was thinking this would be good due to the higher base critical chance of daggers and also the added vital point skill. We could talk on Discord, but I think there might be others who would like the information too. Psycho says, pros, inexpensive skill. Can be high damage when the passive and main skill are XP invested. Extra card in your dynamic deck. Extremely needed for swords builds because of lack of spammable attacks. And number 4, the largest spin of all for offhanded attack is it resets your global cooldown to 0 seconds. All other abilities cause a global cooldown, and offhand eliminated it.
No,
What?
that one.
It got Shroud mathed.
Oh yeah,
Reset
well,
everything when it's only supposed to reset one. Cons. Soda does not calculate the base stats of the weapon correctly or at all. Because Shroud math. Example, critical chance starts diminishing, returns at 1%. Worst decision ever.
worst decision
Daggers have a
ever.
Yeah. Daggers have a base crit 20% crit chance. If you do wield, you should be starting with a 40% crit chance. But in Soda, you won't see a difference between dual wielding daggers or main hand dagger and offhand sword, except bigger damage, that is. One-handed weapons are lower damage per hit than two-handed, and two weapons you have to craft instead of one. It's not really a con. Should be using less resources than a two-handed weapon as well.
Yeah, well, you can just go out and buy those. You don't have to craft them.
Yeah. And Psycho, in my testing, damage all over is close between two-handed and dual wield builds. In swords and poles, two-handed is bigger damage but much less focus efficient. I drain my focus faster with two-handers, but I would also say that dual wield is cooler looking and more fun. Rinaldi, to add to what Psycho said, my spec is Blades and Earth, and while a while back I did some testing on two-handed sword, two-handed versus dual wield long swords, I tried to craft two long swords that were roughly equal in stats to a two-handed sword. All swords were meteoric iron with elven hilts. Long swords each had plus 17.5 rend damage masterwork. Each had an imbued rend gem. Two-handed sword had plus 35 rend masterwork and 2 rend gems. I then tested dual wield versus two-handed with the same gear and same buffs. The two-handed sword did more rend damage on the initial attack and on the damage over time, and also gave a higher healing regen debuff on the enemy. I think this is mainly because the base damage of the two-handed is higher than the longsword, and only one longsword is actually inflicting the rend. Based on my tests, I concluded that for my build, which depends heavily on rend, and when fighting creatures where maximum rend DOT and healing regen debuff is important, that a two-handed sword appears to inflict more damage and it appears to be more efficient at reducing enemy HP. Regen. I tried to make the comparisons as close as possible. However, I never actually compared two-handed swords versus dual wield on the Frost Giant. But for my small scale tests were enough data for me. With a two-handed sword, I burn through a lot more focus than with dual wield, but with Foods, Blessings, Harp of Invigoration, Rhapsody of Recovery, I occasionally have to use a focus potion. This is while stacking rends, then spamming thrust and double slash. Meow, Lily. Meow. 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 Okay, Lily. Hi, Lily joined me on the desk.
Meow, meow.
Let's see if you'll join me on my shoulder. Yeah. Oh, you're just gonna stand under.
Yeah,
Here,
she's
here.
like,
We'll do
nah.
it this way. We'll do it this way. Pick her up and then put her back there, and then. Okay. I had way more trouble managing focus with a two-hander when I was lower level and frequently ran out of focus, so I had to use dual wield back then. Since my HP pool was lower back then, I often used a shield against archers. Otherwise, I would die against archer mobs. As I got higher level and my focus pool increased, I was able to use two-handed weapons without running out of focus. Also, my HP pool increased and defensive skills increased, making a shield unnecessary, and allowing me to use a two-handed sword in all circumstances. So for my specific circumstances, the two-handed sword seems to do more damage, inflicts a greater HP regen debuff on the enemy, and allows me to kill bosses faster, although I must utilize boss food that give high focus regen to avoid running out of focus. Correct. The rend damage and healing debuff is based on the weapon damage stat of the weapon in your main hand, plus any masterwork and gem bonuses you add onto the weapon. I don't agree with swords being reliant on rend. When I moved away from stacking rend, I doubled my DPS. When hitting the breach bosses, hitting close to 1.5 to 2k DPS at times. When I focused on rend, it was closer to 1.2k DPS. Remember, rend damage is limited to max weapon damage stat. Strength, crit damage is only limited by your XP pool. Yes. Yes. It is interesting.
Yeah, Tina, dual wield was okay when offhand didn't have a focus cost.
Yes.
I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Yeah. Also, when they decided that you couldn't dual wield two of the exact same weapon in certain
Oh yeah, that
cases.
was absolutely silly.
Yeah, that was probably the silliest move of all because again, using dual wield daggers or one of our favorites, dual wield swords of Bahir, which don't
He
break,
he
have
is a she, damn it.
yeah, yeah. But poison with rend and what's the other one on the dual wield? I got to go to the skills tree. Blades.
You mean you need to go to the tactics,
The
or is it
tactics.
subterfuge
That was tactics.
or offhand?
Offhand attack. Yeah,
That I don't have.
yeah. Now again, this was something that I did go down that rabbit hole, and I did do GM offhand attack, a GM offhand defense, I GM'd offhand power, because that was something that I was highly interested in. Again, until they screwed the pooch and decided
The
that
shroud mathed it.
yeah, that wasn't pretty much worthwhile. Now, why I only have 78 in parry, reckless stance 76 because I don't use a lot of these. Berserker stance because passive stance. But everything else in these trees are pretty much GM, so healthy. Mounted proficiency, yes. Mounted gallop speed,
Yes.
because that really belongs in tactics.
Hey man. The fact that you still raise horse riding skills by swinging a sword is absolutely silly.
Absolutely.
But shroud math.
Perfectly logical.
Yes.
Perfectly logical, yes. Anyway,
Yep.
time to pick us some wieners on Taco Tuesday here.
Oh, That
So
is
we got to
right.
pull 2 winners each.
Uh, 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 and Lomir and Sethanon are going to be receiving 3 bundles from me.
I've got Mr. Chadwick and Zealot. Mr. Chadwick and Zealot. Mr. Chadwick. I don't recall having Mr. Chadwick.
I don't know. Chadwick. New follower. New. We need your in-game name. Watch it be Mr. Chadwick. Or
No,
just
it's just
Chadwick.
Chadwick. It's Chadwick.
Chadwick.
Okay, yeah. Chadwick
Okay.
in game?
Mine,
No, he isn't.
mine is currently.
Chadwick. There he is.
My giveaway is open.
There we go. And yes, let me not forget to do that like I did yesterday.
Yes.
All right. And we are reopened. Alrighty, next. Want to talk about some Fire Mage builds, or you want to talk about some other banal Shroud math?
You mean Shroud logic being very questionable?
Always questionable.
Always. Let's go with the Fire Mage discussion real quick. That way we can ask questions about.
I'm so confused.
So confused. I was a tamer in fire specialization, but in this case, to optimize the tamer spec, you need to be wearing tamer gear, which really nerfs my fire, or doesn't allow its full potential anyhow. It would be the same if I used my fire gear, it would not use my tamed pet to full potential. I am looking at different spec to support my fire specialization.
Well, most of the tamer
Currently,
gear is for your actual pet, isn't it?
yes. Yes.
I mean,
As a tamer, I went with the most entertaining build because my specialization, besides taming, is in bard.
Bard.
Yes. But so this is one where it's like you're trying to decide which OP class you want to deal with, because fire has the highest damage output, right? Especially with the DOTs. But taming can also have extremely high damage per second, as long as you're focused on your pet. But yeah, but he wants to focus on the fire spec. So, Laz, what would you do to increase your fire spec damage?
Fire spec damage?
Yeah.
Specialize?
Yeah. See, I wouldn't specialize in life. Currently,
No.
I'm trying life, but not sure I like it that much, simply being that in many cases, it's easier for me to just chug a bottle. I haven't decided against life as a second spec completely, but leaning that way. I am considering Sun for the damage bonus it can give my fire, plus it contains more spells that align pretty well with my fire bill, It won't be as powerful as my fire due to my gear is all on fire, but it would directly support my fire spec more than life would.
Absolutely.
Also considering air as my second because of the stun spec. Issues here, it can be resisted. It's best for high decks where my fire is best suited for high intelligence. Just looking for opinions from other mages that use some of these combos. Followed up 5 minutes later by, actually next day, I think I've settled on Sun as the supporting spec. I am liking the extra spell damage and spells that align with my build that I get from it. And Zealot is saying in chat, Fire and Sun yields higher crit damage and higher damage versus via higher intelligence. Air is good utility with fire, but you lose damage. Sethanon is fire and light armor specialization. Why not fire and swords?
Reverend says you can use heavy armor spec with the fire spec.
Oh yeah,
which is always a plus.
Get some stuns with charge. But heavy armor increases your fizzle rate. So,
but that's only on magic. Well, yeah, well, I guess fire is magic. Yeah, never mind.
Fire is magic, man.
Shut up, Blaz. Shut up, Blaz.
Yeah.
Morgan has this to say.
Morgan, the only perfect tamer mage combo is Tamer Earth. There is no suffer by armor. I found light armor spec to be the most useful for fire, but only if you stack your glyphs manually. The bonus to dodge makes you nearly unhittable in most cases, and the speed bonus you get from Flurry makes it possible to stack your skills extremely fast. It makes Fireball very deadly.
Fireball.
Sun is decent, but the crit bonus you get is kind of wasted on fire because you are focusing on DOT and crits do not apply to that damage. I didn't realize Flurry helped with draw speed. I thought it was pretty purely related to the attack speed. Good info there. Didn't realize that crits didn't work on dots. I thought I'd seen some crit damage pop up on my dots. I actually have considered light armor specialization for the defense since I needed to try out and get mobs to be near my immolation and fire rings so often. Crits can occur with the initial hit of a skill that applies DOT, but the subsequent damage from the DOT effect does not produce crits.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the for example because that's on Rend.
Well, give the example. What are you skipping it for? Good information.
If I use Rend, the initial strike can hit crit, but the subsequent damage from bleed will not crit.
Yeah.
If you use a program to show damage stats such as OCX tools, you will see that skills that apply a DOT will often have some crits, but the crit rate is low because the few crits that occur on the initial strike are far outpaced by the many DOT damage ticks that cannot crit.
Yeah, and also commenting on the need for immolation fire rings. Ring of Fire,
Yes.
not so much getting close, because Ring of Fire can be tossed out there. But immolation, yeah, you need to run right up on the enemy, or they need to run right up on you in order for that to have an effect. But also one of my favorite fire skills is immolation, because just burn everything alive. Burn everything. That's my attitude. Let it burn.
It all.
Let it burn. That's right.
Yes.
Psycho just quotes Adam Crow. I don't get it.
Yes. Maybe he had something in there that he ended up with a quote, but I'm going to skip that one and go to the dodge is not as good as he says it is. You will still get hit most of the time, even if you're focused your build around a ton of dodge. Flurry only gives that boost when you have the specialization. Otherwise, it is just attack speed. Buffed up defensive stance with charged dodge can be very effective. The big bonuses last quite a while, and you end up and can help when you want to be up close for immolation. But I always found the draw speed increase to stack Fireball faster with the real reason I used it. Fireball can be devastating on targets with a lot of hit points. I use Ignite Weapon and I see crits on the dots from Berrigan. Dodge is actually awesome. If you dodge, then you can take 0 damage. On top of that, you can dodge magic that is not AoE. Edit. If you dodge, then you also avoid secondary effects like burning, bleeding, stun, etc. Yep, when I tested Ignite Weapon, it seems to crit on the initial fire damage of the dot, so it only seems that not only does that attack have does the attack that applied the DOT have a chance to crit, but also the first damage tick of the dot, but also have a chance to crit. But the crits all still seem to be related to the initial aspect of the attack. As far as I can tell, the rest of the dot damage can't be a crit. I've not tested all of the DOT skills, and Shroud has a lot of inconsistencies. This has been my experience. Shroud math.
Inconsistencies? No, you don't say.
Never. Nope. It is things. Yes.
Oh, Mir, you're too much.
What? Working as intended?
Do you know why I never get into an accident while driving? I drive a Dodge.
Yes.
Oh, Mir, you're too much, buddy. You're too much. Sentinel says, working as intended, yeah. Tina says, so you're saying I shouldn't drive a Ram?
No, you should absolutely drive a Ram.
You guys are terrible. I love it. I love it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Bad car puns and jokes. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Love our audience for shit like this. Yeah.
I mean, is Ford found on road dead or fixed or repaired daily?
Yeah.
Yes.
Depends on your outlook. Ask the magic.
It's all good.
Ask the magic 8 Ball. Why not both?
I don't know, but mine's still running. Oh wait, it hasn't been driven yet this month.
Yeah, right.
I think I only put like 150 miles on it last month.
You never leave the house. You're worse than me.
I do leave the house, but rarely.
I can show you how to use it. I used part of the heavy armor and 2 wands. Now,
Yeah.
I thought you couldn't use 2 wands anymore. Or is it a certain wand you couldn't dual wield? I forget what the use case was on that.
Yeah, something.
I'm waiting for Revenant to tell me one way or the other if he knows that answer. Yeah, again, that Conjurer, thank you. You can use 2 wands, but some wands can't be used in both hands, which means you can't dual wield the same type of wand. That's what I'm asking. Is which wand was it that they nerfed to make it so you can only have one in the hand and not in the other? That is the question. But anyway, moving right along.
Moving right along. To some Shroud logic with some jewelry.
Some jewelry.
Okay, so tell someone don't text you or send a message. Don't send me a message because I'm receiving push notifications. And what do they do? Send you a message. Okay. Placeable jewelry. Pretty much what the title says. I sure would love to be able to place jewelry as deco. I'd really love to be able to place this. The Heart of Sorrows metal necklace by Berrigan, which is not the same as Dabs' original post. Rinaldi with
What? No,
you can use the dread artifacts to make.
You didn't finish that.
There was a time when they made the dread artifacts non-quest items, and the Heart of Sorrows was placeable as a deco item. In fact, even now you can attempt to place it and see it has deco geometry, but as soon as it's placed, you get the message: quest items must be kept in your inventory.
Yes. Now, Bergen, if you notice,
Berrigan, you can use the dread artifacts to make patterns.
Yeah, well, hold on. If you notice, the one that Bergen is showing you is one he crafted, which should be a placeable deco item. This is not a quest item. This should be a placeable deco item, Bergen, that you have in your freaking picture, dude. Did you not realize that crafted by yourself, not in the color of a quest item in its name, and should be totally placeable? Yes. Now you can get back to Rinaldi.
The patterns can be applied to a craft. I just did this one for one of my dread arties, and the process generated the pattern without consuming the dread artifact, meaning it's still a quest item in my inventory. Presumably, we'd be able to make as many patterns as we want. A couple weeks ago, made a wiki page on the dread artifacts and how to generate the pattern. You need to get the 3 recipes from the Kabbalist common drops. You may already have them, and then use the Obsidian Forge.
Yeah.
Why?
Let's check this article out. Hold on. Let's check this article.
Okay, dread artifacts are 3 artifacts that wield great power when used. How to activate. To activate the power spell, specific sequence of words must be spoken. In the chat window, you will need to manually type the artifact specific words of power. This will activate the one power spell of the artifact and delete the reagent that is used for each one. The power can only be used one time per reagent. Blah, 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 blah. Making a pattern. The recipe for making drops is loot. Recipes for making these drop from Kabbalist. Dolus drops the Bone Steel Crown. Temna drops the recipe for the Heart of Sorrows pattern, and Nefario drops the recipe for the Scepter of Dread. Yeah, these recipes can only be used on the Obsidian Forge in Hilt Fortress because let's do some Shroud math related to stupid shit. Then
these recipes can only be used, yeah. You can generate the patterns through dread artifacts. The artifact is not destroyed in the process. Pattern that is produced is tradable and can be transferred out of your inventory.
However, the
the
pattern can't be
pattern
placed as.
cannot be placed as
Yeah.
decoration. Yes.
Apply the pattern to an item. Equip the item, trade, sell the item to other. Use the item as deco. Note the Heart of Sorrow pattern gets applied to crafted necklaces, and necklaces cannot be placed as deco at this time. At the time this was written, but may be placeable as deco in the future.
Ah, okay.
So let's go back to our placeable jewelry. A necklace is jewelry.
So the Heart of Sorrows, because it's a necklace. I see. See, there's the Shroud logic for you. There's the Shroud logic. Should be placeable, but is not. Yeah.
Shroud logic. Shroud of the Hafthah. Then that picture is a necklace using dread artifact is not placeable. There is nothing you can apply the pattern to that is placeable as decoration. Oh, dang. I did not look closely at the picture. I just had look at my Heart of Sorrows, which is placed as deco, but I realized I placed the actual quest item as deco and not the patterned item, which I must have done a long time ago. The dread already I just made a pattern for was the scepter, so yeah. Until they make necklaces placeable as deco, Berrigan is correct. A crafted necklace with or without a pattern can't be used as deco. P.S. Thanks. I've added the Heart of Saturn's pattern can't be used as deco to the wiki page. Alley-oop with the all-informative link to the Heart of Sorrows pattern page. That's oh so helpful. Yeah.
Okay, is there any useful information there?
And that's an existing Jira 72094.
Yeah, okay.
And that was posted in 2024. Then make a jewelry cabinet or box. You can lay it on +1, +2, +3, +4. Is it difficult to do this? Fuck no, it's not, Dabs. They just have to make the artwork for the deco item. That's it. Not hard, but you do need an artist to do several different jewelry items.
Cabinets. Aren't we still waiting for cabinets from some recent highly expensive exclusive freaking rares that should have gone in at the beginning of this release but didn't go in because they were supposed to go in the middle of last month? But again, somebody started a project and dropped the ball and could not get the project complete, and to this point in time still has yet to be complete, still has yet to be delivered, still has yet to fulfill the promise of getting these that people spent big bucks on because they were ultra rares.
Yeah, still waiting on stuff.
Yeah, player crafted versions. Cough, cough. Yeah. Cough, 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 cough. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. Should be player crafted versions of everything that goes in the store. But you know why there isn't? Because we don't have artists to make it. Because we are extremely small and limited team who has not the skills to do all that.
Keeps getting smaller.
Yeah. That was the original statement, yes.
I'm aware. But they've been using the small team excuse forever.
Yeah, well, small team. One guy who can't finish any projects he starts. So again,
Yeah.
as we can go back and we'll probably do that tomorrow on Hump Day and go back and look at all the promises that were made at the
Oh man,
beginning of this month, just to recap it, because I don't
I,
see, I
I
don't
I'm
see it.
I'm
Yeah,
lost.
I don't see it. But I do see there's a couple of
It
streamer
is time.
bundles in people's futures. Yes.
Well, Abern, Taraxacum, and Sethanon are getting streamer bundles from me. Who are getting your streamer bundles?
I've got Croc and Sentinel.
Oh,
Croc and Sentinel are getting my streamer bundles. Croc, boom shakalaka.
boom
Love that
shakalaka.
name.
Boom, there goes the dynamite. But
Yeah.
Vovanov is going to be getting a Steam key from me, and the Steam key that he is getting today is Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Enhanced Edition. So he gets to play some D&D like stuff. That is a $20 game for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous Enhanced Edition. Congratulations to Vovanov.
And who did I
Who's
send
getting your
out on
Steam
this?
key?
I haven't gotten that for yet. And Sentinel. Yeah, guess it helps if I type his name correctly. There we go. And Sentinel, you are a wiener. We
Dun, dun,
send that one
dun.
off to you. And then pull the final giveaway of the day and find out who is going to be our game key winner. And that winner is going to be Morgan. Let's see what we've got for Morgan today. Morgan, you're going to get yourself a copy of... What are you going to get a copy of? What are you going to get? Ah, you're going to get a copy of Cook, Serve, Delicious. Cook, Serve, Delicious, the original. Going to Morgan. And Cook, Serve, Delicious is a $13 game, currently on Christmas sale, 75% off, but 3.25. But it's a free game, and a free game is a free game is a free game. There you go, Morgan.
Yes.
And of course, don't forget, if you already happen to have a game, let me know and I will replace it for you and get you. Oh, Morgan says he's already got it. Okay. All right. Well, then I will take this and I will put this in for tomorrow. So let me do that real quick, and we will find Morgan another one. All right. So that is
Dun, dun,
done.
dun.
And Morgan, then do you have a copy of Distrust? I doubt you do, because I know I've never given this one away. Because we distrust half of what somebody says around here.
90% of those statements.
Yeah. And Distrust on Steam. And Distrust is $12.99. All right, $12.99 going to Morgan. So congratulations, Morgan. on that game key. And you're quite welcome. And of course, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being here. And we will be back with more tomorrow, right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
Quiet in the gallery. And this is NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye bye.